Hi, I'm Karen, and welcome back to All About That Fringe. It's been a long time since I've made a video, and yeah, I'm not gonna apologize. I'm just gonna say, hey, it's so good to see you. It's so good to be back. Um, I just got done teaching a class, so I happen to have helper hair on, and I have been wearing this is Mellow by Estetica in SilversunRT8. It is currently 9 p.m. Eastern time in Boston, and it's dark and it's rainy, and I just have like a little light on in my apartment. Um, and it's sort of an overhead light. So if I'm getting that overhead glow, which is interesting because sometimes that can make things look really wiggy. And this is not too bad. This is actually pretty good. I've been wearing Mellow all day long. I've had meetings and meetings and meetings and meetings. Um, and I took her off for maybe about an hour and then popped her back on again. And she's been kind of comfortable and kind of going all day long. And I have felt good in her. I've brushed her not brushed her, but did a wide tooth comb a couple of times throughout my day, but that's about it. She's got gorgeous rooting. The rooting's sort of like it's an 8, so it's a dark brown, or dark brown, and it's a pretty natural looking rooting. I think it's got a nice blend the way it blends in, and also just sort of like the up and under stuff. Sometimes what happens I find with the rooting is they put it along the um, part line, and then the rest of it doesn't have much, and then it's like, so how natural is that supposed to look? But I'm going to go ahead and just sort of lift up in here so you can see now that kind of happens all the way through the way it would if this was a natural outgrowth. And so anyway, I'm really happy with her. She's got a gentle wave. It's not too wavy. I can't do lots and lots of curl for whatever reason. And when I do some curl, I've learned that it really helps if the top is straighter and then it curls. If I have curl that starts up and it has like those really funky bendy waves, just not for me, right? So this is an Estetica crown, if you will. And I'll show you under the hood and talk to you about her in just a minute. But I wanted to just talk for a second about this idea of permatease. I hate it. I hate permatease. I can only tolerate it on some things, and there's a little bit of some in this one. And I don't mind it. And I'm trying to figure out, like, I've been thinking about this all day long because every once in a while I'll just sort of reach up and I'll kind of figure it out. Um, sometimes there's a little bit of permatease to kind of keep something off your neck. So sometimes it's like right above the nape, and most of the time it's like up in the top. And this is a lace front. Look at that pretty nice hairline, right? This is a lace front left monopart wig. And so, it does have the nice illusion of scalp here. There's nothing nesty in here. So there's not this like show of nestiness. And I think that's one of the things that when there's permatease in a part and it looks like there's a bird in there, it just like not for me. And I also don't like the general feeling of permatease. It makes things feel heavier and it makes things feel crunchier, just, less comfortable. And it can make you feel warmer, especially in the summertime. It can make you feel hot. Right now, I appreciate that because I don't have to wear like my big old ski cap. If I have this on my head, it's nice and warm. So what do I feel in here? So I feel like a little bit of something, in the crown and right through here where my hands are. And it goes just along the top here, just enough to kind of keep these fibers lifted enough that it's not like flat and then the rest. I think it's necessary to hold this style. I think the style is really cute. I recently tried on another wig that had like a similar wave pattern. It was just a little bit shorter, and for me, like, just the slight difference in length just really, and the way this falls just really, I think, works better for me. um So I don't mind this little bit of permatease. The other thing about what this permatease feels like that I think, like I said, is helpful is not only that it's away from the part, but it's relatively soft. This is an Estetica wig. I also have Fiona by Henry Margaux in a couple of different colors. And that one in particular has like the same sort of top, but sort of like straight layers coming down and a little bit again right above the nape. And it holds the style and it feels soft and it doesn't bother me. And so I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is it about some permatease that bothers me and some that doesn't. And I think it's where it's placed, how soft it is, what purpose does it serve? I mean, come on, all permatease is supposed to hold, the shape and the style, but sometimes there's just more of it than you need. We all know that. And I know that there are some of my wig pals out there who are just like, mono top or bust. Don't even talk to me about anything that's got anything else going on up there except a beautiful hand-tied top. I don't know. This was, a nice purchase. I got this at Spellbound Wigs. If you haven't worked with them before, Sherry is just amazing to work with. This was a wig I'd sort of been on the fence about for a while. It's like I've always been like, if a Mellow came up on clearance, I might bite. I don't know. And I've always been a little afraid because, like I said, I don't do really well with curl for the most part. I was worried about the length. I was worried about the density. The fibers themselves are pretty light. That's the other thing. I think it really helps that, once you get past this stuff that's on top to kind of hold it in place, that this feels very natural and very light around this part here. And I like that. It feels natural. It moves pretty well. And like I said, she really stood up to lots of meetings today. And I find that if I do weird tucking, which I tend to do because that's what I used to do with my bio hair all the time anyway. Some helper hair, if you start to do just like random tucking, you could catch yourself in a mirror or in your reflection. And you're like, uh-oh, like I shouldn't have done that. I just messed the whole thing up and now it looks weird or now it's whatever. I think this one holds up to that really well and still looks pretty natural. So I'm happy with her. All right, let me show you underneath the hood. So I'm gonna turn her inside out for you for a second. So there is your really nice lace front. And it's a good, deep part. And the lace goes all the way back to the crown. I would say you just couldn't see it all that well because it's dark right now. I think if it were daylight and I really leaned in, you'd probably be able to see that going pretty far back there. And when I'm squeezing, me and my bra metaphors, it feels a little like a training bra. It's not a whole bunch of permatease, but it's enough that you can feel it just around here, just on the very, very top part. There's not much really in here. It's just kind of like right around the edge of the crown here, which is just holding up those curls coming down, right? You've got some velvet covered ear tabs here. The lace just goes temple to temple, doesn't go down to the ear, but I'll be honest with you, when I was pushing things back here, I was still getting a really natural look. And I often don't because I have kind of like pretty hairy temples. Let me just take a look here. This is not my favorite type of adjuster. So this is one of those hook adjusters. And I don't like those in general because they can come undone and they can hang down or whatever. If you need to make an adjustment and it seems like it's not in the right place, sometimes it helps to double that back and then hook it down, sort of like go through a loop and then come back down and loop it. And there's some little loops there that you can do that in if you needed to. I'm wearing it just like it came. I'm a 21 1/4 circumference and I'm wearing it at its factory settings, if you will. So I haven't had to adjust it at all. The other thing is these feel pretty secure in there. Sometimes Sometimes these hook adjusters, you touch them and they just fall out. This feels like it's in there pretty well, and it's not going to be moving and flopping down on me. It does have an open extended nape here. I usually take that nape and hook it right underneath my grip, my wig grip. And I appreciate that. I'm able to do that better with an extended nape, to be honest with you. My dog's making noises in the background, mostly because I have treats and he would like some. The other thing that you can see is that the rooting kind of goes all the way through. The whole cap is dark because the rooting is dark all the way through. And you get that at the nape a little bit too. And like I said, one of the things I really like about this is how natural that rooting looks. I do not like rooted wigs in general. I love the color SilversunRT8. I own 2 Ellis in that same color, one where I trimmed the bangs and one where I left it as it came. And then I also have Ryder in SilversunRT8. And Ryder is sort of like a shorter version of Ellis. And it's cute. I call her like the skipper to Ellis's Barbie. I just get a little bit situated there. And okay, we're back in business. Yeah, we just wanted to show you Ellis, talk to you a little bit about permatease. So it's nice to be in touch again. I'll be here when I'm here. I'm not going to make any promises I can't keep. Hold on a second. I just had this thrown at me. So I'm going to go put a treat in it and give it to my sweet boy Baloo, who, by the way, just turned 15 on Friday. So let me know how you're doing and drop me a comment, and even a happy birthday to Baloo. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time.